All right, let's dive in. The cloud is literally everywhere these days, but how do you actually get your foot in the door? It can feel super complex from the outside, but believe it or not, there's a really clear, well-worn path to get started. Today, we're going to map that path out for you, step by step. So let me just ask you this. Are you thinking about a career in cloud? Maybe you're starting from scratch, or maybe you're already in tech and you just need to finally understand what all this cloud stuff is about. If that sounds like you, then you've absolutely come to the right place. You've heard of Amazon Web Services, or AWS, right? They're the biggest cloud provider in the world, and their AWS Cloud Practitioner certification, well, that's pretty much the #1 starting point for anyone looking to break into this field. It really sets a powerful foundation, and honestly, it doesn't matter which cloud you end up working with down the road. This is the place to start. Okay, so with that in mind, let's get into the nitty-gritty. First things first, what is the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner, or CCP as you'll hear it called, and what does it actually mean to have one?
To put it simply, this is AWS's front door. It's their entry-level cert, and its whole purpose is to prove that you have a solid, big-picture understanding of the AWS cloud. Now, this isn't about becoming a coding expert overnight. It's about getting a firm grasp on the core ideas, the most important services, and just the language, the terminology that everyone in the cloud world speaks.
So who is this actually for? You might be surprised. Of course, it's perfect for total newcomers, but it's also built for executives, for managers, for sales folks, anyone who needs to make smart decisions about using the cloud. And you know what? It's even great for senior engineers who just need a reset to catch up on all the latest and greatest, because this space changes so fast. Okay, but what's the real value here? It's so important to understand what this certification proves about you, and just as importantly, what it doesn't. Andrew Brown from Free Code Camp just nails the description. He calls it having a bird's eye view or the 50,000-foot view. And that's exactly what it is. It's about seeing the whole landscape from way up high so you can spot the patterns, understand the strategy, and think about the big picture. And this slide, this really lays it all out. Getting the CCP shows you have that foundational knowledge. You get the core services, you get that big picture thinking. But let's be clear about what it doesn't show. It doesn't prove you have deep, hands-on technical skills, or that you can write code, or that you can build some super complex system from scratch. Think of it as the vital first step on the ladder, not the top of the ladder itself. So you get the high-level view, but how does that actually translate to what you'll be tested on? Let's decode the exam blueprint and see what you're going to have to learn. The whole exam is basically split into 4 main buckets. As you can see, the biggest piece of the pie at 34% is cloud technology and services. Right behind it, though, is security and compliance at 30%. This chart is basically your study guide. It's telling you exactly where to spend your time. And listen, that huge slice for security, that's no accident. In the cloud, trust is everything. Proving you get how to keep things safe is absolutely non-negotiable, even at this first level. So here's a quick cheat sheet for you. You're going to cover the fundamental cloud concepts, dive into security and how that responsibility is shared, learn about the massive menu of AWS services, and finally get a handle on the money side of things, how billing, pricing, and support all work. Okay, you know the what now. So the next logical question is, how? How do you actually prepare for this thing? Let's build a rock-solid study plan. First off, let's just talk about time. You're probably thinking this is going to take months of your life, right? Well, get this. According to data from people who make the courses, the average time it takes to study and pass is just 24 hours. That's it. Whether you do that over a couple of weeks or a month, it's a totally manageable goal. Now, you want to follow a proven process. First, you've got to absorb the knowledge, right? So you watch lectures, you memorize the key concepts. Then you need to make it real. That's where hands-on labs come in. They connect the dots between theory and practice. And finally, and I cannot stress this enough, you have to take practice exams. They get you used to the pace, the format, the style of questions. Seriously, do not skip that last step. Okay, you've studied, you're prepped, you're feeling good. Now for the final hurdle. Actually taking the exam. Let's pull back the curtain so there are 0 surprises on test day. Here are the raw numbers. You've got 90 minutes to answer 65 multiple choice questions. You need a 700 out of 1,000 to pass. But hang on, look closer at that question count. You get 65 questions, but only 50 of them actually count towards your score. 15 of them are unscored, and that little detail is really important to know. This leads us to probably the best piece of advice you can get for test day. If you're going through the exam and you hit a question that seems like it came from another planet, something you've never even heard of, don't freak out. Just keep your cool. There's a very good chance it's one of those 15 unscored questions that AWS is just testing out. Do your best, take a guess, and move on. Don't let it throw you off your game. So there you have it. You know what the Cloud Practitioner Search is, who it's for, exactly what's on the exam, and how to get ready for it. You literally have the complete blueprint. So the only question left is, are you ready to take your first step into the cloud?